Hello and welcome! Silrace here with Mechwarrior Online. I want to talk about the energy draw, the new system which is in public test server. I loaded myself there, played a couple games, did some testing with a couple different builds in the testing grounds itself. And if you know me, you know that I really test stuff. I really enjoy testing various things. So there is that. Also, I promptly forgot to record the actual games I played on the public test. So background footage is just some generic gameplay from the live servers. So yeah, it's just there for a distraction while I talk anyway, so don't pay too much attention to it. I want to hear what you guys think of this energy draw after I present my own arguments for and against and my thoughts in general.
New target acquired.
One thing I really love about the energy draw, and that's the fact it's actually displayed in the in-game HUD. You actually see the bar in the game. Ghost hit for, well, has it been 3 years in the game now? I think it's been 3 years. It's something you always defeated in the mech lab itself. It's like you just didn't put so many weapons as to incur the ghost hit penalty, and then you just went to town. You didn't think about it in the game after you defeated in the mech lab,
New target
right?
acquired.
This energy draw, however, in all honesty, it cannot exist without ghost hit. If you think about it, the energy draw is just another way to generate ghost heat. And the ghost heat already made no sense whatsoever, and it was very difficult to explain to people, like newer players, like this whole system, how it works and why it works this way. This energy draw is going to be the same thing, except it's no longer what it started out as. It started out as, you know, fire 30 damage or you incur ghost hit. Then suddenly values got changed all over the place, and now you can fire a 52 damage alpha, which is SRM 6s, you know, within this energy draw thing still. Granted, you might not get all of those missiles obviously on the same target, same way you can't necessarily get all of them on the same target on the live service even, but it's still, it started out as a, you know, deal 30 damage and so forth, and suddenly we are back at the 52 damage alphas. To me, the energy draw suddenly feels like a system which is used to try to balance out individual weapons, but whereas the ghost hit was to try and band-aid a core gameplay mechanic which is inadequate, and that is the heat scale. If you think about it, we have a whole lot of things which affect the heat management, the heat scale of the various mechs the various builds we do on our mechs. Firstly, we have pilot skills, just straight up the pilot skills. Then we have quirks, there is energy heat generation quirks on variety of mechs and so forth. We have cool shot modules, we have the map itself, and we also have the override button to just override the shutdown system entirely. Those all affect how many alpha strikes we can pull off in any given game.
New target acquired.
Now, Ghost Hit obviously tried to solve the fact that the core gameplay mechanic, the heat scale, is very inadequate at its job. It worked fine way back when we had only a few mechs and none of these crazy things like quirks and consumables and stuff. But these days it just doesn't. It simply doesn't. And so Ghost Hit tried to fix that. And now we have energy draw added to the Ghost Hit. Because if you think about it, the energy draw is just a way to generate ghost hit. Like, if you fire over this arbitrary number we gave you, amount of damage or weapons or whatever, you generate ghost hit. Essentially it's the same as ghost hit, except suddenly it's like very strangely calculated as well. Though this one you will occasionally even defeat in the game itself while playing, instead of just completely and utterly defeating it in the mech lab. So there is a kind of a little bit of a gameplay change there, maybe, possibly. Oh well. In my honest opinion, this is just my honest opinion, we should absolutely get rid of energy draw and ghost heat and change the core gameplay mechanic, the actual heat scale. Whether you actually like lower the heat scale by half, let's say you halve the heat scale, suddenly large massive energy alphas aren't a big thing anymore. Granted, ghost rifles will be a thing, and they will still be a thing in the energy draw mechanic as well. Because frankly, you can still fire the ghost rifle with 4 or 5 medium lasers just fine.
New target.
I tested it out, you can still do that. You can't necessarily do the sort of a craziness of like 2 large pulses and 4 medium lasers, which is for example a Timberwolf build of mine. You can't alpha with that anymore very well. However, there are other mechs which also might suddenly rise on the over the horizon to top the current kings, simply because they have different quirks. Because I already found a mech where I could only alpha strike once with a laser vomit, but I put those exact same guns on another mech which has a energy heat generation quirk, and I suddenly could alpha strike twice. In all honesty, this energy draw system just, I do not personally see the benefit over actually trying to fix the core mechanic, that is the heat scale. This is my honest opinion on it. I love that it's actually displayed in the game HUD. I like the fact that PGI is actually trying something new, something different, a different way of, you know, trying to tone the game. Maybe this is the first step of them taking a direction they want to actually take this game into. You know, I like that. But as an actual gameplay feature, I don't think it changes enough. I don't think it adds enough to really be worth it. Because change for change's sake is not necessarily a good thing, and just randomly adding things is not necessarily a good thing either. I just don't see the benefit. I would rather see a actual change to the heat scale itself. For example, like mentioned, get rid of a cool shot consumable, get rid of override, suddenly drop the heat scale by half, and get rid of ghost heat. That could be very interesting for a little bit of time. I mean, it could essentially achieve the same thing with much less coding involved, much less time polishing a brand new system involved, and it could do basically the same thing. You could only alpha once or twice with a big laser vomit alpha. You could still do the ghost rifle with medium laser, but you can still do that with energy draw as well. Anyway, thank you very much for watching and listening. I know I repeated myself a few times there to try to reinforce points and so forth. Let me know what you think of the energy draw. Is it really that good of a system? Do you really see the benefit of it? Because I kind of fail to. I like I mentioned, I like that they are trying something new. I like that they are adding it to the actual gameplay, HUD and so on. But I don't really see it as a good enough change, as a real good addition to the game, is all. Anyway, thank you very, very much for watching.
New target acquired. Target destroyed. New target acquired. Ultra autocannon ammo depleted. New target acquired. New target acquired. New target acquired. Target acquired. Target destroyed.